What is up, everybody? It's time for some Mimeoplasm action. Everyone's favorite 1960s horror movie monster. I always think of Mimeoplasm that way, man. It looked like, hey, it came from the swamp. Run, run, people, run. He's gonna get you. I love playing Mimeoplasm. It's a really fun commander. It's kind of like a Mr. Potato Head, build your own commander, and I always love the interactions that it gives. Ooh, we're playing against Narset. Alright. We got two little color shard powerhouses coming at each other. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got Island, Opulent Palace, Life from the Loam. I like this hand a lot. Yeah, I'm going to keep. This is really good. So, we're playing Mimeoplasm. When it enters the battlefield, we may exile 2 creature cards from graveyards, and then Mimeoplasm will become a copy of one, and then get counters equal to the other creature's power. We're playing against Narset. Narset has flying first strike, hexproof, and just does busted things. That's pretty much what she does, man. So let's get down Opulent Palace. Yeah, we could like brainstorm off Command Tower or the Island, but let's go and get down the Palace and we can get some dredge action going with Life from the Loam. But no, really, with Narset, when she attacks, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Then you may cast non-creature cards exiled with Narset. So Narset gets pretty nasty pretty quick. My buddy has a really nasty Narset deck. It's my paper buddy, and it's pretty nasty. But guys, on a side note, if you want to be a reanimation target for Mimeoplasm, head over to MTGOTraders.com. That's where he hand selects all of his reanimation targets. Okay, so get into Hall of the Bandit Lord. I like that. And I'm sorry, guys, I had my headphones on, and I may have just had the TV on. I just not realized that. I'm watching the Olympics, so I do apologize for that. But I would normally re-record, but I've got a nice little hand going, so I don't want to chunk it away just because of that. So if you heard the TV action, I'm sorry. I had my headphones on, didn't realize it was on. So let's get into some Command Tower, because I want to cast Life from the Loam on an empty graveyard, and that way we can get the dredge option going. Now, as far as Life from the Loam, you can cast Life from the Loam with no targets on the graveyard, like we just did. And what we're going to do that for is to start dredging. You know, I'm going to start dredging, maybe get into some of our like ancient tombs or a couple other lands that we have, because we just need to outrace Narset. And I really like getting the graveyard going that way. Awesome. So let's get into 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll still need at least one more mana. We can play Hall of the Bandit Lord this turn. That way it'll come into play tapped. We just need a few targets for Mimeoplasm. He's going to have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's go and Life from the Loam, grab those 2 lands. And we'll have 8 cards in hand. No, I want to stick on man. We could get to a spot to where we get too many lands and then throw Massacre Worm in there, but we can try and do that next turn. Let's get down Hall of the Bandit Lord. Hall of the Bandit Lord is awesome in a Mimeoplasm deck because like we're playing against an Narset, so we really have to race our creature out. So Hall of the Bandit Lord, we can tap it, pay 3 life, and then our creature has haste. It really help us kind of gain an edge against something like Narset. Narset only does fair things. Or that's what my buddy always says. Only the fairest of magic's getting played over here. I know what fair magic means. So we're going to dredge right now. Okay. Now, we can Life from the Loam on the 3 lands and still brainstorm. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to use that mana right there. Tap for green. We'll give Life from the Loam haste. Now we're going to have 10 cards in hand, so we'll go and brainstorm. We can dredge off the Life from the Loam off this first card draw. Dredge right there. And now we're going to have to chunk. Ooh, there we go. Lord of Extinction and Massacre. No, this is putting on top. Excuse me. I'm thinking in my head discard. So let's get into, we'll put Dark Slick Shores back on top, and then let's just go straight Island. Alright, now we're going to have 10 cards. We're still going to discard. There we go. Go ahead and get down Bayou. And then I'll put us at 9, and yes, there we go, there we go. So we'll have to chunk 2 cards in the graveyard. So go Massacre Worm and Lord of Extinction. So now we can get down, we can cast Mimeoplasm next turn. Have it come back, well, We may just go Massacre Worm just to get the extra counters on there to get around it. Because if we choose Lord... Ooh, got a Ugin coming in hot. Okay, so he's dealing 3 damage. We're going to need to get enough mana to... not mana, enough power to take care of that. So if we do Massacre Worm, getting the counters, we can come in hot at the Ugin. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's go Island. Get on Island, let's cast Mimeoplasm. Let's go. Make sure we tap that Hall of the Bandit Lord. Let's go blue, green, and then black. And let's have Massacre Worm be the copy, and then we get counters for Lord of Extinction. It's going to be a 13-12. Alright, and we're going to swing in at Ugin right now, since it has haste. There we go. Take care of Ugin. And then that'll be it. Okay, so now we have Living Death in our hand, so we have a couple of different options. If he gets rid of our Massacre Worm, so be it. We can Demonic Tutor for a mill piece, like Glimpse the Unthinkable. Or we can get into some... It might be a little slow to get into some Mesmeric Orb, but if we get into Mesmeric Orb, we can kind of... because usually with Narset, they have certain cards that put cards on top of their library, like there's long-term plans or something like that, where they can put it third from the top. So if we get into Mesmeric Orb, it'll really mess with him as far as if he's going to be planting anything on the top. So I think we may use that Demonic Tutor to get into Mesmeric Orb. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So let's go in Demonic Tutor. We could grab a mill piece, but by getting that Mesmeric Orb, that'll just... Maybe he has something, brainstorm something to put on top of the library, so that'll really complicate him being able to do that. So let's grab Mesmeric Orb. Let's go ahead and get down this swamp. Get down Mesmeric Orb. And since we have Living Death, this Mesmeric Orb makes it a lot better. And we also have Rise of the Dark Realm, so if we can... He's probably not creature heavy in there, but you know, we may bust his Rise of the Dark Realms if we want to. And I think we'll go ahead and Life from the Loam. Pay green, use that colorless. Kind of keep our hand full if we want to get into like a Life from the Loam end of turn discard. And we're not going to swing in right now because I'd much rather have him back on defense. Okay, he's got a Path to Exile. Okay. Yeah, we'll go and search for that. I don't know if we have oh yeah, we got one more basic left. I was like, man, we may have milled all of our basics out. Okay, so now we are on the Mesmeric Orb mill Living Death plan. Because Living Death will take care of Narset. She'll go back to the command zone. And then we're going to be milling at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have 7 triggers for Mesmeric Orb. And excuse me, took a drink of water. And depending on how our opponent taps, we'll be able to, you know, if Living Death gets countered, and then worst comes to worst, we can get into some Rise of the Dark Realms. Or if they tap out, go shields down, then we can jam that Living Death in there. But it should see a nice little spread. We're looking at 10 total cards getting milled from the Mesmeric Orb, and then we'll go ahead and dredge with Life from the Loam. Get into a little bit of, oh yeah. We hit. Miss a Cyclonic Rift. Oh, Beacon of Tomorrow. Oh. Eldrazi Conscription. Ooh, man, that was a... Hey, Mesmeric Orb. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. It's nice, you know, when you're milling, it's hard not to, you know... I mill a lot sometimes with myself, or, you know, if I'm playing Sultai Vengevine, and I'm playing against a combo deck, I'll start milling them. But there's something about just like... Ooh, and he whiffed on that. Ooh, that was a nice Narset whiff. Yeah, I'll take that. But there's something about milling somebody, you know, when you make them mill some really good cards, you're like, yeah, I meant to do that, man. Because if you look at it, if we didn't have Mesmeric Orb, he would have gotten into Beacon of Tomorrow, Cyclonic Rift, Eldrazi Conscription. Oh, that would have been nasty. But I like the art on Winds of Wrath. It's pretty cool. I like the old school art like that. You know, I like new Magic cards, but I don't know. It just looks real classic like that. Like if they did a whole set recently with like card art like that, oh man, that would look good. It's kind of going into more of a digital aspect, you know, which is understandable because it's a little bit easier to do digital art. But as you can tell by my basics, I love a good basic land. Look at those, man. Ooh, that forest is really good right there too. All right, so we got a bunch of Mesmeric Orb triggers coming in. We'll get that back up whenever he attacks with Narset again. But we might get into a spot to where we can have a nice little living death if we get these Mesmeric Orb triggers going. Now he's tapping during our upkeep, so I'm kind of curious as to what. You know, it's never good when your opponent's. Hold on, you have a response to these Mesmeric Orb triggers? Yeah, let me tap all of my mana. I do have a response. Uh-oh. Okay, that was kind of weird. Maybe he has a counter spell. I don't know. That was a weird play because the trigger's already in the sack. So we're gonna go ahead and yield to that. But that's his card. He can do what he wants. Okay, now any targets? We didn't really hit any targets off that one. We'll go and dredge life from the loam. Ooh, still whiffed on that one. We'll go ahead and get down. I guess we'll retry Mesmeric Orb. That was kind of a weird play. I mean, maybe he set me up for a counter spell, but I don't know. We're gonna go for it, Mesmeric Orb. Okay, yeah, that was a. I guess that was weird. We'll get life from the loam. Fuel our hand back up. And then F6. Let's get Mimeoplasm up so we don't forget. There's no creatures in our opponent's graveyard, no creatures in our graveyard, even if we wanted to cast it. We've got Birds of Paradise. Yeah, let's bring back Mimeoplasm as a Bird of Paradise. So let's chunk the Temple of Malady. Let's go Dark Slick. There we go. Go and yield right here. Okay, now we know he has Capsize in his hand. So if he wants to spend his mana to Capsize this turn, he definitely could do that, and that would really kind of put a kink in our plans. We're just getting into this weird spot where we almost got to bust a... we might have to bust a Living Death in a defensive type way. Yeah, still no creatures over there. Hopefully this Mesmeric Orb sticks around. We'll have a nice Living Death option because it's looking like usually we don't get that lucky on a Narset flip like that where it's just all board wipes. So and seeing him milling some Planeswalkers and he's got some pretty good stuff in there. So yeah, you usually get about one Narset trigger you get to whiff on, but other than that, it's going to hit pretty soon. It's going to hit sooner than later. Just a bummer that we're playing against Narset because we finally have enough mana to cast Rise of the Dark Realms and don't get to, man. How much? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when we play our lane next turn, we'll be able to cast Rise of the Dark Realms. Oh, man. Yep, you got it, man. Bye-bye, Mesmeric Orb. And he blew up his monolith in that. Okay, it's time to keep our fingers crossed and hope that we whiff on this Narset trigger. Alright, what do we got coming in? Okay, there we go. These 3 cards are from last time. Let's see what we hit on. Oh! I'll take that. It's a baked potato. The new version of this card looks like a baked potato that's been microwaved too long. Go look it up, Felwar Stone. It really does. It looks like Steve put a potato in a microwave for about 2 years, and it's like molten. If that's what I think every time, like he's eating it, like at lunch or something, and his coworkers are like, "Steve, do you think you microwaved that baked potato too long?" No, it's all right. But yeah, go look it up. It's the white border version of the Felwar Stone. It's I don't know why, man. There's just a few Magic cards that just always make me laugh when I see them. And that version of the stone always makes me laugh. We got a Dak Faden coming in. The greatest thief of the multiverse. Yeah, we've gotten lucky on 2 Narset triggers. Really lucky. And it's a bummer that we, man, if we had that Mesmeric Orb, that'd be really nice. So, now we don't really have that many creatures in the graveyard, so I'm really tempted to dredge. Because the way I view it is, we're probably not going to hit like anything that's going to get into the graveyard. So, by dredging, we're for sure going to see 3 cards, and I want to do that. So let's go and dredge. Woodfall Primus. Oh, yeah. Okay. She has hexproof, though. Now let's add up how much mana we got. So we've got... I'm going to go and shock in the Overgrown Tomb because I'm really not too sure as far as what mana base goes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 mana. Forbidden Alchemy out of the graveyard costs 7. Now if we... Living Death... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can Living Death, we can Rise to the Dark Realms, and Life from the Loam. So we'll get back Birds of Paradise. And then hopefully hit something off Living Death. But if we get Woodfall Primus, it'll be a blocker. And we can destroy Dak Faden. Yeah, let's go for that. We're going to go for Woodfall Primus. Yeah, let's go and go for Living Death. That way it'll take care of Narset. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to go black. So let's blow up Dak Faden. Not the baked potato. And then we'll go ahead and Life from the Loam. Nothing that good. We'll go to the Harbor, Drowned Catacomb, and that'll be okay. So we'll go green. Right there. And then pass the turn. Okay, so now we still have Rise of the Dark Realm, so we can still dredge again and then hopefully hit a couple more Reanimator targets. Now our opponent has 3 cards in hand. Just played a plane, so it goes down to 2 cards in hand. I don't know what he has in there, but he has a ton of mana, so it is, even if it's one of his like Beacon of Tomorrow's cards or something like that, he's got, let's see how much mana he's got. Is it Boilworks 2? We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so I don't know what he's holding onto in his hand, but he's got a lot of mana. Enough to where he wouldn't have to get Narset flipped. So I don't know what the hesitation is. I'm going to get more and more worried as more mana gets tapped, so don't worry, guys. This might be a Narset recast. Because that's going to be 6 mana. He'd need 2 more to get down Narset. Okay, yeah, it is Narset coming in. Now, maybe he has some type of removal? Because I'm probably just going to leave Woodfall Primus up. I'm just going to leave him up to defend against Narset. Because we got extremely lucky with those Narset flips. I mean, really lucky. Considering what we milled with Mesmeric Orb. It's kind of one of those times in Magic where, you know, you got lucky and you're kind of like, hey, it's all in the game, man. And I would crack that Polluted Delta, but, well, we can maybe get into Underground Sea, I think, off of that. Yeah, we should be able to get into Underground Sea. We haven't seen that. Yeah, we're going to crack that. There we go. 1 less card to draw. I know it doesn't matter, but I feel better doing that. So we're going to dredge. Ooh, don't hit anything. But we do get into Coliseum. Yeah, let's go and get that. Let's go for Coliseum. Tap for blue and green. We haven't played land for the turn, so we can do that. And then we can also dredge off the Coliseum activation. So we're going to choose us. We're going to lose 3 life. We're going to draw 3 cards. We'll be able to dredge the first draw with Life from the Loam. So we get the dredge right there. Magus of the Bazaar, Soul Separator, and we get into Spirit of the Night. So we're going to chunk Spirit of the Night, Life from the Loam, and just Scalding Tarn. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're one away from casting Forbidden Alchemy out of the graveyard. And then Mimeoplasm costs 7. But we had to do that that quick activation right there. Yeah, we're going to hold off on that right now. And we still have Rise from the Dark Realms, but I don't think he has any creatures, though. No. But we can use this as a last resort to bring everybody back. It will have haste, so that is something that we can definitely get. Oh, he's got a capsize coming in, doesn't he? Yep. Okay. So it goes back to our hand. And then actually, we'll just go and chunk that into the graveyard. Yeah, because we have Rise of the Dark Realms. I'll take that. I'm trying to figure out where our Coliseum went. Maybe it got shuffled back in there. I'm not sure. Okay, so swinging it right now. We'll go and block with Birds of Paradise. Well, we don't have to. He's going to get in anyway. Because up is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Contagion Engine, Signet, Mass Calcify. Okay, we kind of survived that one again. So he gets into Contagion Engine and Mass Calcify. So he can take care of our Birds of Paradise if he wants to. But we do have Life from the Loam, so we can definitely dredge. We can get Mimeoplasm to have haste off Spirit of the Night. But he did, yeah, he paid buyback on capsize, so we have to watch out for like having one big creature swing in and do that. And how much commander damage have we been dealt? 9 commander damage, okay. Let's go and dredge again. Life from the Loam. Damnation, Golgari. Now we can Forbidden Alchemy. Yeah, I may go and do that coming out of the graveyard. Didn't think. Yeah, let's go. Well, we can grab the Coliseum again. There it is. I was trying to figure out where that went earlier, and like I just kept overlooking it. All right, so let's do the Coliseum again. And is there any other? No, you tilt now. We're okay. So we can play Coliseum. Right now we're looking to set up a really big Rise of the Dark Realms. Maybe this will get us out of it. So once again, Life from the Loam will hit the graveyard. We can dredge the first card draw that we do. Play Coliseum. We're going to draw 3 cards, pay the blue. We're going to dredge. Actually, we can dredge Golgari, yeah. Faunish. Oh man, we're still whiffing on those creatures, man. And then we'll still dredge the Life from the Loam. Ooh, Grave Titan. We'll take that. And when you discard 3 cards, we're going to discard Golgari and Life from the Loam. And 1 more card. We're going to do Underground River. That way we don't get any pain land. Okay, so we're looking at basically our next thing to do is going to be cast Rise of the Dark Realms next turn. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 mana, so we can't get into Mimeoplasm. But I don't think a Mimeoplasm win, like get out of the graveyard, is really going to help us right now because he has capsize with buyback. So even if we get a bunch of counters on Spirit of the Night, he'll be able to bounce it back to our hand. All we need to do is survive this last Narset flip. We've been really lucky this time, so hopefully. Oops, sorry guys. We got Mega Graveyard going in. Graveyard Jumbotron. Yeah, so Rise of the Dark Realms, we've got Grave Titan coming. Ooh, it's time to deploy the Planeswalkers. Planeswalkers unite. So as far as Rise of the Dark Realms, we got Grave Titan. We've got Wood Sage, Woodfall Primus, Spirit. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Hopefully we will survive this turn. But if we don't, we had fun, man. But I really want to cast this right. We may not win, but I'm going to try. I at least want to pop this Rise of the Dark Realms for you. That's my goal now. My goal is to cast Rise of the Dark Realms next turn, survive one more Narset flip, win or lose. I just want to cast that, because it'll be the first time I get to cast it, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. But I feel like so at home playing Sultai, man. Like, that's why I love playing this commander so much. Like, I'm really glad this game has turned into a longer one. So, actually, let me clear my throat real quick. I'm glad this game turned into a longer one, because usually Mimeoplasm turns into like I get a huge creature out really early and then they lose to combat damage. So it's always kind of like a bummer. Like I would get like 5 to 10 minute Mimeoplasm videos. So I'm glad this is a nice long one for you. So win or lose, I've had some fun. So let's see what this Narset flips. Destroy all creatures. Vincer. The Chain Veil. Jace. Okay, so that's pretty Planeswalker heavy. But I think as far as mana goes, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 mana. So we'll definitely get into some. I think we'll be able to get into some Rise of the Dark Realms. And let's see. Chain Veil, let's get a refresher on that. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. At the beginning of your instep, actually, we'll go on F6 so we can do this thing. Chain Veil, at the beginning of your instep, if you don't activate a loyalty ability of a Planeswalker, you lose 2 life. For each Planeswalker you control, you may activate one of its loyal abilities once this turn, as though none of his loyal... Man, I don't know why that's hard for me to read. Has been activated this turn. I just kind of went into like... My brain forgot how to read mode. It was like loyalty. So he can keep activating his Planeswalkers. And did he already activate Ralzeric? We'll see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. He's getting into some contagion engine right there. Proliferate. All right, man. Okay, I like where this is going. Man, let us. I hope we get to cast. Oh, there we go. We got Ralzeric. Okay, man. Dang it. I'm sorry, guys. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get past this one. Let's see what he gets going on. Oh man, on those extra turns, let's see. So he missed 1, 2. That's a bummer right there. He only hit 1 extra turn on that. That stinks, man. I'm sorry, buddy. You should at least get 2 extra turns off Ralzeric. That should be your rule. But yeah, it is a coin flip. I think that's why I love Stitch in Time so much. I play that in my Nin the Paint Artist deck, and man, that is a fun card. I enjoy it very much. I don't know, there's just something so scrappy about, like, it's 3 mana, and I'm gonna flip a coin, I get to take an extra turn. Like, I feel it's such a good way to do, extra turns. I love it. And it's so is it, too. Man. It's just like Gamble. I feel like Gamble's the perfect red tutor. Same thing with Stitch in Time. It is like the perfect is it card. Like, if you were to explain this, if you were to pick one card for, like, the entire, like, color group, I feel that Stitch in Time would definitely be in the top 5 as far as what blue-red is about. It's just, take extra turns, but really in a really janky way. And then also Epic Experiment. I think that would be a really good, if somebody just walked into the world of Magic and said, well, what does the Is It do? Well, they have Epic Experiment and Stitch in Time. Have some fun. You don't know what you're gonna get into, but it'll be fun. Okay, so let's go over here to this Planeswalker, see what he's got going on. So we've got Jace Beleren. Baby Jace. Well, 3 mana Baby Jace. And then Vincer. But yeah, it doesn't look like... I think this is his extra turn. And what is his Narset? We can't... Oh, we can't cast non-creature spells. So yeah, we can't even get into Rise of the Dark Realms. That's a bummer. Oh well. Sorry, guys. I'm like a little Magic sad now because... when I record these videos, like, I want to win. I always want to win. But if I don't win, the next thing I want to do is something fun for you. And my game plan was Rise of the Dark Realms. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And we got Narsetted out, unfortunately. Look at all those emblems over there. I mean, there's no Destroy Emblem card either, so... Okay, so we got Narset swinging in for 3. Let's see what we hit on this Narset flip. Return to Dust, Mystical Tutor, and Talisman of Progress. Okay. We've actually been okay on these Narset flips. Yeah, and it's non-creature spells, so we can cast Mimeoplasm. But to be honest, I've kind of forgotten. Oh yeah, okay. And he's got the Vincer emblem too. I saw that pop up, but I didn't see what it was. Whenever you cast a spell, exile target permanent. Okay, man. It's like we're down for the count, and Narset's over there just poking us so bad with her stick. Like, huh? Huh? How you like that? But you know what? This is all fun, man. This is what Commander's about. Oh, hey, man. This is what Commander's about, man. Getting to the point, we're at turn 12, so obviously by turn 12, somebody should be doing something busted. To me, this is Commander right here. We didn't get to cast Rise of the Dark Realms, but if you think about it, we were one turn away from casting Rise of the Dark Realms. So, by turn 10 or turn 12, when you're especially in versus Commander, that's when it should be like, all right, it's going for the knockout punch, and our opponent got to it right before we did. But it's pretty cool if you think about it. So he's going off with Narset as this big finale, whatever you want to call it. And our big finale would have been Rise of the Dark Realms. So that's why I enjoy Magic, man. So he's over there happy because he's got a ton of Planeswalker emblems. We were happy because we were going to cast Rise of the Dark Realms. It's a really fun game, and I'm very much glad that I got into Magic. So glad. Met a lot of cool people. Met some cool people at tournaments, made some friends, and now I have all of you as my Magic friends, so I'm thankful for that. It's just cool that a game can bring such a diverse group of people together. That's and be around for so long, and be in the foreseeable future. Like, I don't have kids, but one of the things that, like, I'm planning when I get older is, like, when can I teach my kid Magic? That's going to be what I want to do. So I don't really think we have an out, but we're going to try. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can play a land from our hand. Let's go on Dredge Golgari Grave Troll. Maybe we'll get into something busted. Nope, we don't. Let's go for Mimeoplasm. Well, he did Exile Bandit it. We'll still cast it. Let's get down Mimeoplasm. And we can blow up Vincer. Yeah. Actually, hold on. It'll help if we play our land for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Let's go Mimeoplasm. I'm pretty sure he still has Capsize in his hand, but since we didn't cast Rise of the Dark Realms, we got to give a little Mimeoplasm show. So our target is going to be, where is he? Spirit of the Night. It's going to be copy. And as far as the biggest number of counters, Grave Titan is 6, Woodfall Primus is 6. Let's go for... Let's make it a little flavorful. Let's go Grave Titan. I like exiling Grave Titan. So we got a 12-1 with haste. So we're going to swing in. Just as an authoritative move, we're going to swing in and take care of Vincer. Maybe we get out of this somehow. No, he's got the Capsize coming in. Yep. I knew he had it in there. It was just one of those things where, yep, I got to force him to do it. Yeah, you don't have enough mana to buy it back too, so... He'll be able to swing in. Good game, man. Gets bounced back to our hands. And he's getting to exile target permanent with Vincer. That's going to get ugly, man. Yeah, good game, buddy. You have definitely got it. We'll go... Well, we can wait. We can wait for an Narset flip. Maybe there's some Narset people out here saying, Jolt, 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 don't scoop, man. I want to see one more Narset flip. One more Narset flip. Go for it, man. We want one more. One more Narset flip. Let's go, man. The people are cheering. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. Alright, we're going to F6. Let our opponent do one more Narset flip to send us off into Magic Heaven. And we'll chunk out Mimeoplasm. Go to the graveyard and Mimeoplasm. Or he went into the command zone. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go to the command zone instead. But yeah, Narset has proven that she's a nasty lady, man. Definitely not a lady you want to take home to mom. She's one of those feisty girls. You got to let her do her thing, man. But yeah, this is bonus Narset, man. I could have scooped earlier, but oh yeah, yes, omniscient. I like it. I like it. Yes, Vincer just sniping us from over there. Just hey, you see how those lands are popping up there? It's always man. That's a fun commander card. It's a fun card in general, but it's also a fun commander card. We're withering away at Narset and Vincer's grip. They have their hands around our throat. So let's see what he flips. If he flips something cool, then we'll watch him do that, and if not, then we'll just go ahead and scoop this bad boy up. But look at there's the baked potato again. The only thing that would make Rise of the Dark Realms better is if it made all of the creatures zombies. I would very much enjoy that. I don't know why, it's just like Rise from the Grave is a 5-mana reanimation spell. And return target creature, I don't know if it's from your graveyard or a graveyard, I can't remember. But or not 5-mana enchantment, 5-mana sorcery. And return target creature to the battlefield from the graveyard. And then it's a zombie in addition to its other types. It's just one of those I'm like, man, you didn't have to put that in there, but you did. I like it. Flavor-wise, that's pretty on point. Alright, so let's see what he flips one more time with Narset. Come on in, buddy. Oh, it's taking so long. Oh, there we go. You get Teferi, Savage Beating. There we go. Well, I'll scoop on no lands, man. Now there's another combat step. Alright, good game, man. Good game. Alright, guys, that was, I tried to get Rise of the Dark Realms out for you, but, you know, we got, Narset took care of us, man. So she hit us with our little staff, so. Alright, guys, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.